Hello everyone, I am Osima Biswal. Today I will discuss about returns to scale, changes in scale and factor proportion. Okay, the relation between inputs and output of a farm has been called the production function. Thus, the theory of a production is the study of production functions. The production function of a farm can be studied by holding the quantities of some factors fixed while varying the amount of other factors. This is done when the law of variable proportions is derived. The production function of a farm can also be studied by varying the amounts of all factors. The behavior of production when all factors are varied is the subject matter of the laws of returns to scale. Okay, we shall now undertake the study of changes in output when all factors or inputs in a particular production function are increased together. In other words, we shall now study the behavior of output in response to changes in the scale. An increase in the scale means that all inputs or factors are increased in the same proportion. Increase in the scale thus occurs when all factors or inputs are increased, keeping factor proportions unaltered. The study of changes in output as a consequence of changes in the scale forms the subject matter of returns to scale. Okay, returns to scale may be constant, increasing or decreasing. If we increase all factors, that is scale, in a given proportion and output increases in same proportion, returns to scale are said to be constant. Thus, if doubling or tripling of all factors causes doubling or tripling of output, returns to scale are constant. But if the scale in all factors leads to a more than proportionate increase in output, returns to scale are said to be increasing. Thus, if all factors are doubled and output increases by more than double, then returns to scale are increasing. On the other hand, if the increase in all factors leads to less than proportionate increase in output, returns to scale are decreasing. Okay, we shall now below these various types of returns to scale. Constant returns to scale mean that with the increase in the scale or the amounts of all factors leads to proportionate increase in output. Okay, let us illustrate diagrammatically the constant returns to scale with the help of equal product curve, that is isoquants. Okay, this is first figure 1 shows constant returns to scale. Figure 1 depicts isoquant map. Okay, it is assumed that in the production of the good only two factors, labor and capital, are used in order to judge whether or not returns to scale are constant. We draw some straight lines through the origin. Okay, this is straight lines OQ, OP, OR. Okay, it will be seen from the figure that successive isoquants are equidistant from each other along these straight lines drawn from the origin. Okay, those along the line OP, AB equal to BC equal to CD, along line OQ, A dash B dash equal to B dash C dash, B dash C dash equal to C dash D dash. Okay, along line OR, A dash dash B dash dash equal to B dash dash C dash dash B dash dash C dash dash equal to C dash dash D dash dash. Okay. Then I will discuss about increasing returns to scale. Increasing returns to scale means that output increases in a greater proportion than the increase in inputs. Okay. If for instance all inputs are increased by 25% and output increases by 40%, then the increasing returns to scale will be prevailing. When a firm expands, the increasing returns to scale are often in the beginning. Several factors account for increasing returns to scale. First, indivisibility of factors. Second, greater possibilities of specialization of labor and machinery. Third, dimensional economy. Okay. Increasing returns to scale can be shown through the isoquant. This figure shows increasing returns to scale. Okay. Where increasing returns to scale occur, the successive isoquants will lie at decreasing smaller distance along a straight line ray OR. Okay. This successive isoquants becomes less and less distance from each other. Okay. The various isoquants Q1, Q2, Q3 and dot we successively represents 100, 200, 300 units of output. It will be seen that distance between the successive isoquants decrease as you expand output by increasing the scale. Thus, increasing returns to scale occur since OA greater than AB, AB greater than BC. Okay, in case of constant returns to scale, AB equal to BC equal to CD, A dash B dash equal to B dash, C dash equal to C dash D dash, A dash dash B dash dash equal to B dash dash C dash dash equal to C dash dash D dash dash. Okay. This is the case of increasing returns to scale. Now I will discuss about decreasing returns to scale. When output increases in a smaller proportion than the increase in all inputs, decreasing returns to scale are said to prevail. When a firm goes on expanding by increasing all his inputs, eventually diminishing returns to scale will occur. Okay. The case of decreasing returns to scale can be shown on an isoquant map. This figure 3 shows the decreasing returns to scale when successive isoquants lie progressively larger and larger distance on a ray through the origin. Returns to scale will be decreasing. Okay. Figure 3 successively decreasing returns to scale occur since AB greater than OA. Okay. And BC greater than AB. It means that more and more of inputs, labor and capital are required to obtain equal increments in output. This is a case of constant returns to scale. This is a case of increasing returns to scale. This is a case of decreasing returns to scale. Okay. Thanks for watching.